Guess where I'm at? At the airport once again. This is going to be the last trip I'm going to take for business this year. It's been a hell of a year when it comes to travel. My frequent miles up there are buzzing. I can probably fly around the world for free twice over at this point. So what's going on? Where am I going? I'm going to Miami, which is good because right now it's a crispy 35 degrees here in Philadelphia. And in Miami is the last trade show of the year, IWJG, the show that was at in New York about a month ago, where I talked about these trade shows kind of dying out. Before we get into that though, let's talk about travel. Been a crazy year for me. I have been on a plane about twice a month. I have visited over a dozen different countries this year. I've been all over the East Coast, all over the West Coast, a little bit of Middle America. It's tiring to travel this much, I gotta be honest with you. I told you guys before, it's great to have all this glitz and glamour. It seems wonderful, especially the way I put these forth in the video. It does get tiring. And I actually look forward to this show for a reason that when I come back, towards the end of the year in December, I take those 2 weeks off with the family, go to sunny Aruba with me and the closest of my 40 friends, right, and their children. I get to sort of just unwind, unplug. I mean, I'm still gonna make a video, but certainly just kind of kick back, relax, get some rest to charge me up for next year. Something else pretty special is happening in Miami. Meeting a YouTube fan. Guy that's been following me probably since the very first video I've ever posted. A gentleman by the name of Stephen P. Not that I've gotten famous or anything over the last 13,000 followers, right? I've had instances where people recognize me on the street. I've had instances where guys and girls have reached out to meet. This is one of those instances. Stephen lives in the Miami area and reached out prior. He actually introduced me to his son. He bought a couple of pieces from us. He's an avid watch collector. And they basically told me next time you're in Miami, we must do dinner. So I'm gonna make time to do so. However, it's 4:30. I'm still in Miami International. I gotta get down to Sunny House, freshen up, change, and meet them at Bal Harbor by 7. Hopefully traffic won't be too bad. Guess one way to find out. Your Uber has arrived. How you doing? So everyone meet Stephen P, who's been following me on YouTube since day one. That's right. You'll recognize him by the guy that says Stephen P and be well at the end. This is who I'm here to see for dinner. What I was trying to tell you that this trip was going to be special. Outside the trade show I'm here, this is actually a very special moment. Not the first time I met Stephen P, but the first time he's on camera with me. And we're out to dinner with him and his son Greg. So Greg is a new groupie of mine, but really Stephen is the main attraction as far as I'm concerned. So what's on my wrist? Hold on. IWC Perpetual Big Pilot. Mr. Stephen P, what are we wearing?
It is a Zenith annual calendar pilot with obviously the El Primero movement.
Okay, now what do you got?
Maurice Lacroix.
It's a bi-retrograde 46 millimeter manual wine.
And who says ladies can't wear men's watches, right?
There you go.
All right, see?
And last but not least, we got
IWC engineer, limited edition Nico Rosberg. He was Formula One driver for Mercedes.
And that concludes our wrist check. What am I wearing? An AP. I feel like I'm out of place here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna enjoy dinner. We're gonna enjoy our company. So I'm gonna turn this off. We'll have some good food. So what was so special about meeting a YouTube fan and at the same time now a client and his family? I have to say that it is the human interaction. Due to the nature of the beast, that YouTube is sort of a one-way street where I talk and you guys listen. Although I don't feel that way, I feel like slowly, surely it's becoming sort of that virtual family. But the one thing that's always missing is that human interaction. Life outside of watches and kids and family and all those general things that you often don't get to do or don't get to elaborate on. That's what was special last night. Of course, for now, speaking of not so special, we're off to our trade show. It's about 6:40 a.m. The weather's a bit muggy here in Florida, but nevertheless, gotta go to work. everybody. Federico Talks Watches, live and direct.
In the comments section, can you tell Roman to give me a good deal? Because I don't know, these prices are a little high.
You know what, I'm gonna turn this off and go sell him something. Found a YouTube fan. Juan Carlos, Cameron, Juan Carlos. What is that?
Looks like a DeVille, but Elvis actually had one of these, which is kind of cool. So it's pretty rare. Some white gold diamond set bezel.
But yeah, we can't figure out a price.
I don't know.
You don't. He's selling the watch. He doesn't know. You want to buy the watch and you don't know. I don't know how we're gonna make this deal. Okay, how much? Let's start with this guy. How much is this universal to me?
2,500.
See, told you. Is there a bezel?
No, there's no outer bezel. It's pretty cool.
Ryan. No, don't. You're being stopped on the street now? Is that what's happening? You're famous now? Yo, I made this guy famous. He's being stopped on the street now. He's like, oh, you're Ryan the Lion. We've seen you in Roman's video. How are you feeling about the morning buzz and the morning run? So far, I gotta say the show is not so bad. Sold a few things, bought a few things. Bought a Ginza at a steal of a price. The guy didn't know what he had or what the market was. I'm gonna try to walk around the room, see if I can buy some things. Arthur bought a couple of pieces. I didn't yet, so I'll have to do a little bit of buying. So my friend Giulio just brought something that completely shocked me. If you're an AP fan, this is definitely a must-have. So this is not just any brick, it's the first brick from '83, and it's a perpetual.
50 between stainless steel titanium and white gold in blue dial, and 150 in titanium white dial.
The problem with this watch is that Giulio is asking $100,000, so last 5 minutes I've been scrambling to try to figure out where to get $100,000 and keep this for myself, because this is not a watch I would ever want to sell. This is a hell of a find.
Super rare, rare belt.
No, this is a hell of a watch. Meet Armando, the YouTube follower who's also in the business, and he decided to come all the way from Dominican Republic to visit me and visit the show. Now, I'm not going to flatter myself. Obviously, he wanted to meet me, but at the same time, he's able to walk the show. I literally told him in the comments, if you're trying to do business, come to IWJG Miami, and there he is, everybody. You bought a few things already, right?
Yeah.
You met a bunch of people, took a bunch of contacts. A lot of you guys always ask me, how do I get into the business? I want to get into the business, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you want to get into the business, you got to do something about it. Jump on a plane, come to a trade show, meet people, greet people, price things out, figure out what the market is on certain things, and then based on that, you get a wealth of information. You know, the trip here for him, he may have only bought a couple of pieces or maybe sold a couple of pieces, but the trip was really priceless because you got to meet a bunch of people. You guys, next time you send somebody a WhatsApp or a call, they're going to put a face behind the name, and it's important. You got to do what you got to do. If you want to do this, don't think about it, don't ask questions, just get out there and do it, and that's that. I got Lucas here from Official Watches in London, which has had a quick conversation about Britain exiting the European Union. He's super confident in the fact that this is actually a good thing long term. Maybe a little chaotic short term, but definitely a good thing long term. How are things in UK? Tell me, Lucas.
It's okay, not too bad. there's a lot of money being spent in the UK, but the US as well is investing a lot into the UK. So.
And our friends from Italy are wearing the TMZ watch. Wow, they made 10 of these. And how many of these they made? 100. 100 of these and 10 of these.
Yes.
So day one comes to an end. There was a bit of a slow show, but better than the last one for sure. Tomorrow morning is the meeting to discuss further future of the show and what changes they're going to actually make based on the discussion we had in New York. Surprise, surprise, we're back at Bal Harbour Mall. We're going to Makoto by Steven Starr, the guy that probably put Philadelphia on the map when it comes to restaurants and great food, the guy that brought us Budokan and Morimoto, Barclay Prime, among other beautiful restaurants. He has two here now. One's called Wazoo, which is called La Park in Philadelphia. It's an exact replica. And the other one is Makoto, which is Japanese. Great food, makes you feel at home. I think I'll down a few shots of sake, some sushi, go home and go to bed. I think it's time to cut them off. What is it? Everybody on my YouTube channel knows you can handle your liquor. How did you manage to fall into the palm trees? Please explain. Baby. Here we are, day two. I guess time will show if these changes will revive the show or not. It's kind of dead in the room, but I'm gonna try to go do some buying. What do we have here?
AP, Tourbillon, Rose Gold.
Do you know what it's called?
Edward Piguet.
Oh, see, good.
I learned something
Do you
from
remember what the retail was on top of your head?
221,000.
It's very strong for me. I sold them for less new. I bought a pre-owned one 3 months ago in HK. I paid $35,000. That's what they're worth. It's just not the hottest model. If you want to trade for something, maybe we can work something out. JP, tell me about the current market conditions.
It's great. Watches are falling off the shelves.
Yeah, Mr. Positive over here. Everybody's bitching and moaning. Look at you.
Everybody complains. Got to put in the work.
You can't complain. You got to work.
No,
You're right.
never.
You can't complain. Never complain.
Never.
So I had this beautiful HD3 Raptor Tourbillon, the convertible. I traded it with this guy. He then came to Pepe, traded it to this guy. He gave him 3 watches for it. And now he's coming back to my booth. I'm going to take those 3 watches and trade him for something else. No money exchange hands. Everybody make a profit. Everybody's happy and nobody has $1 in their pocket. Gotta love our business. Oh, let me ask you a question. How much do you want for this watch?
Not for sale.
Oh, no. I want to know how much you want for the watch. Because I want to know how bad you got him and how bad he got me.
28,000.
28,000. Okay, that's not bad. That's a fair price. In trade, that's a fair price. What's the price on this Christophe Claret?
79,000.
Oh, that works too. This is Felix from Watch Hospital. This is his father, Kareem. Kareem, what's up, man? What can I buy from you? I'm bored. I want them all. What do you want for the ceramic offshore? The rose.
I got one with papers, one without.
How much?
30,500.
30,500 with papers or without?
Without. 31 with papers. Cheap or no?
Is this white gold?
Yes.
How much? How much is this one?
8.
8? No, that's not gonna work. This is complete or no?
No.
For Revita, I need box and papers.
You put the box in the... No.
This thing goes off, the policia will come, the FBI will come. I had it happen to me. They give you a $5,000 fine. You set this off right now. They come, you're not in trouble, you get $5,000 fine. What is that beautiful thing? And it comes with a cigarette lighter?
Yeah. Cigar torch.
Now that's some shit.
Crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
Everyone meet Joe Nelson, the gentleman that is behind the IWJG show. So we had a good meeting this morning. Real quick, in 1 minute or less, recap what we're going to do to improve our show.
Well, what we're going to do is we're taking one show away in 2020 and taking the second show away in 21. And we're looking at other issues that we can do to bring more new talent, new juice into the rooms as our shows come up, like for next month in Las Vegas and then in January back in Miami, that we'll have new people in here and that are excited about what we do with IWJG, which is one of the finest jewelry shows.
And have the best members.
Absolute, the best members.
So let me ask you another question. Have you given thought in regards to validating entry fees? So let's say somebody comes in and pays $250 for the fee. They come into me, they buy something from me, and I validate their ticket, and you charge me instead of him.
That's what one of the things we talked about this morning, which was a carryover from my New York meeting.
Right.
The guys all agreed that we have to work through this a little bit to make sure that it's comfortable for everybody.
Right, I understand. At the end of the day, it's a two-way street. You guys also have to make money. You have expenses and employees to pay. I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. But everybody understood if we roll it out the wrong way, then that's not sending the right message we want. And so we're going to work through the holidays.
We got some time to regroup over the holidays. Everybody was going to be off. Joe, thank you. Call me if you need anything as always.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay, so you guys have heard of all the chandelier nonsense, right? Came to see my brother David, decided to take over the chandelier game. He doesn't want me to show his face, but he does want me to show his product. Now this is absolutely ridiculous. Again, it's not for everyone. Let me show you. How many carats here between these 6 watches of baguettes?
300.
300 carats of baguettes. Jesus. And it's all hot watches too. It's not just, not the mini watches here. How much for everything that's in my hand? Come on.
2.5 million, you can have it.
Gosh, go sell me something. Come on.
No, I'm low on merch.
You're low on merch?
Yeah, I sold
Let's go
everything.
look.
Look, nothing on the wrist.
Buy this. What's on my wrist?
Too much.
How much am I paying?
21.
Woo! Can I buy one from you for 22?
Yeah, but I'm young. I gotta eat. You know what I mean?
You don't have any kids yet. You have 3 children to feed. College educations, weddings. Come on.
Is this gonna go on YouTube?
Oh, of course.
Shout out YouTube. Shout out Luxury Bazaar.
Where's your booth? Your showcase is like empty. What's going on? You sold everything?
Yeah,
How much do you want for the blue sky?
19.7.
Papers? No.
No, naked. Montoya. I got Montoya. Factory sealed.
How much?
22.5.
That's what I'm selling mine for.
All right, take it 21.8.
Mine is with the papers.
Papers? No, okay.
7, all the links? No.
I think one short. You know the game, Roman?
Last time we did a really good deal on the Brigade Tourbillon. How much is an Ardeen Perpetual?
How much? 10.5?
Royal Oak, Rose Gold?
23.
And this guy?
Deal of the century.
Deal of the century. How much?
30 grand.
It's a decent deal, but it's not a deal of the century.
What is a deal of the century?
Deal of the century at 22,000. That'd be a deal of the century. I bought one for 24. How much is this little brigade?
50,000. That's the equation of time.
Sell you an AP equation of time for about 20. Would you like?
Did you just compare AP and a brigade?
Yes, I did. What do you got to say about that? I mean, look at the size of this thing and the age of this thing. I guess I would hold on to it for another 10 years. It'd be a vintage.
Yeah, I'm saying it's vintage and perpetual.
I know you guys asked me a lot of times about this $31 million patek, so I'm going to ask the guy that was in the room and watched it being sold. First of all, I just confirmed that it was not Patek that bought the watch. It was a
38-year-old billionaire from China, buys trophy assets, art collector. It's the only watch he owns.
Okay, so tell me your opinion on this watch in terms, because my whole thing was on the resale end. I don't think he could ever resell it for $31 million. What do you think?
I remember when Sotheby's sold the Graves watch the first time, the pocket watch, and they sold it for 12, 14, 16 million. And I said, okay, whoever bought it is stuck with it forever. They resold the watch for 24 million 2 years ago. Do I think it'll sell for more? Yeah.
If he's buying these type of assets, do you think he's buying them for the resale factor of them?
Yeah. He
Or the
buys
pride of
trophy
owners?
assets as investments. The watch is going to come on the market in less than 10 years. It's going to bring 40 million bucks.
And there you have it from a guy whose opinion I trust. You guys remember Bob Maron. There's his take. Wow. This is expensive for used.
114.
What? Your dad already told me 110. No, he said
Open
he said it's used and he said 110.
No, he made mistake. I swear.
Watch for 25. Make it into one nice watch with box papers, the whole shamola. You can sell that for 10.
What kind of watch are we talking about?
5512, 4-row, box papers, punch papers, chronometer certification.
I'll give you 30 grand blind for your suitcase right now. No.
Without the watches. No, you said for the suitcase. Without the watches.
25,000
Yeah. With the paperwork.
with the papers.
Yeah.
I think you should buy it.
Okay, 1 punch, 2 punch. We got keep on coming with a punch, 3 punch, 4 punch, enough, 5 punch, 6 punch.
It's a quadruple.
Quadruple,
punch.
yeah, 6 times punches.
And all that for a bargain price of $25,000.
$25,000. You really need to school you again. That's a $25,000 no-brainer watch.
How much is he gonna sell it for?
He should easily sell that for $35,000, knowing Jacob Mace.
Well,
$10,000 profit.
Yeah, his margins are.
No, really? Like maybe $15,000. And he's still looking at the dial when I said the dial is 100%. He's got a small scratch. A small scratch.
It's missing the R and the R.
Okay, that's extra money. If I had extra, I would charge you $45,000.
17,000.
17,000.
I paid more than that. I'm a stronger buyer than you then. Can you imagine that?
He's actually 25. You offered him 17.
You have like 200 vintage watches and nothing is selling. You see how strong buyer you are.
That's your fault. The markup is too high.
Like they say in India, finita la comedia. How you say it in Hindi?
It's just we usually say game's over.
Okay, what is it?
Kale Kalas.
Kale Kalas. Finita la comedia. End of the show. Of course, before we go and leave Miami, we got to get a little taste of Greece. Always a special welcome.
Yes, I love it.
I got to get the glass out of my shoes. Giorgio, a few moons ago, a good friend of mine by the name of Michael Yampolsky from East Coast Jewelry told me, you must go see my friend Giorgio in South Beach. He just opened up a new Greek place. When he said I must come visit Giorgio, I came to visit. We came here, and I remember this restaurant, not as lively, not as busy. He had a couple of plastic chairs outside. But the minute I met Giorgio, to his Greek hospitality, and most of all, his wonderful food, I was in love. Now, fast forward to today, you're gonna frequent this place. It's busy every day, every night. You see a bunch of celebrities here, but the best thing about Giorgio, he never ever forgets his old friends. And that's why we all love Giorgio. It doesn't matter if Paris Hilton is dining over there. Old friends are never forgotten. Every time I come here, it's the same hospitality, it's the same wonderful food. And what we say at Giorgio's, we say, Opa!
Opa! Spasibo, Efkaristo.
Miami trip comes to an end, sadly. It is a beautiful day out there today. I have to get on the plane and go back to Philadelphia, where it's bright and sunny, 24 degrees outside. Good trip. Show ended up being actually pretty decent, mainly due to the fact that we picked up a new client. This is what I always look for in regards to every show. Sales were decent. I did a few good buys, and I'll probably do something different this time. I'll do like a what's on my desk and show you what I picked up at the show and talk about it and tell you why I bought it. And for now, I'm gonna get to the airport, get home.